Hey crew, how is everyone? Hope you're faring well. Let's talk about engagement. Engagement, and what you guys need to be, well, all of us need to be aware of in relation to engagement. And I am talking specifically on Facebook regarding this one, but engagement strategies across the board, no matter what social media platform you're using, are very, very similar. But I'm going to give you some stats that are specific to Facebook in this video today. So it's similar today of what I was talking about. Was it yesterday or yeah, it was probably yesterday, where sometimes we just have to, might have been the day before, I can't remember, it all rolls into one. We have to sometimes take a step back, one step back to take two steps forward to really be effective in your results on social media. And if you are not getting results, then you need to evaluate what is not working in your business. And in relation to the algorithm for Facebook, everything revolves around engagement and interactions, but more so conversations and building relationships. So you're probably well aware that it's not a numbers game anymore. Facebook's made that quite clear, and Instagram regarding they're not even showing us the numbers for some things. So it's you know, people get really tied up in the vanity of how many people have liked a post or how many people have watched your Facebook live video, and they get drawn to the number, and that's what they gauge their performance by, is the amount of people that did or didn't like, you know, or watched, you know, your videos. But it's not about that anymore. And certainly for the algorithm to work in your favor for Facebook and to increase your reach on Facebook and, you know, continue to build the audience, you know, wherever you are, you know, particularly on business pages, we really want to strive for conversations before and after. Okay, so I'll explain this sort of in a minute. If we've not met before, my name is Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain. So here we have amazing entrepreneurs, home-based business owners, network marketers, those in MLM, direct selling, and we are learning to leverage social media to build our business online with modern strategies, but not spammy strategies. Modern online strategies that actually attract people to you instead of sending those spammy messages trying to push your business on people. I mean, you guys know how I feel about that. You know how you feel when you receive those kind of messages. I got another one yesterday. And when I get these messages, I don't necessarily blame the person, because this is what they might be told to do from their uplines. But I got another message yesterday, not addressing me by name, you know, giving me a compliment to try to, I guess, grab my attention, but just basically pushing their business on me, you know, knowing nothing about me, not even saying hello, not even addressing me by my name, and it just makes my skin crawl. And this is why we get a bad name in the industry. So we certainly don't want to do those strategies. We can put a little bit more effort into saying hello to somebody, using their name for starters, and asking a few questions before we even decide to go there with our business. Because those kind of copy and paste messages you're probably sending to people that have absolutely no interest in what you've got to offer. So, you know, we need to work out whether it's a potential, you know, prospect or not at all. In the case of the message yesterday, I'm not at all a potential, you know, prospect. And they could have just asked a couple of questions to evaluate that pretty quickly without, you know, pitching their business. So I'm sure you guys know where I'm coming from with those kind of messages. It just disappoints me. But rather than ignoring it, I tried to play. It's hard because you try to do the right thing and share it, but you're thinking, oh, they're probably thinking that I'm putting them down or whatever. It's like, no, I'm actually trying to help you. But the person did say thank you, so that's something. Okay, so who is here with us today? We have Heather. Hello, Heather. We've got Gloria and Cindy. We've got Crystal on. Gloria, I'm getting little engagement, of course, since my new page has been restricted. So yeah, that obviously might have something to do with it. Crystal is a life member in our coaching community. Hello, Charlene. How are you? As is Mel. How are you, Mel? Hello, Cynthia. Cynthia's a life member. Oh, your captions are on. My captions are on. What are you seeing, Mel? What are you seeing on your side? Hello, Judy and Bob. How are you going? We've got Beth here as well. Hello, Patricia. Hello, Susan. We've got Tina here as well. Hello, Edith. Good to see you here. Got a few hellos going back and forth. More posts, better posts, benefits and value. Summed it up. I don't need to say anything. See ya. So well done, Ford. Some good suggestions there. I got 2 more yesterday. Just wow. 2 more what, Gloria? What did you get? I'm lost. Hey, Mike, how are you? Thumbs up to everyone, life member in our coaching community. Hello, Helen, lovely to see you on. Anna's saying hello to everybody. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for, interacting. Let us know where you're actually coming in from and what countries are represented here on today's live, whether that is live or on the replay. Many of you may know I am from Australia. The sun is trying to shine at the moment, but while a lot of you are trying to move into the warmer weather, we're just getting colder and colder and colder in our part of the world. I have captions on the screen. Really? Usually captions only show for somebody that's not watching live and listening to my voice. So if that's very funny, Rick, this is the only engagement I'm looking for regarding animals. And the point of captions is that somebody can listen without. So can you listen to me and see captions at the same time? And if you can, does that then, when I do something like that, have you got captions and the comments coming across at the same time? And then you've got 2 things happening over the top of each other? Let me know. This is something new. It should trigger after the live, not during the live. Anyway, so Edith's saying she doesn't. Crystal, it's very disappointing. I'm getting lots of spammy messages too. I've told a few of them about learning a better way from you. Thank you, Crystal. So some of you are seeing captions, some of you are not. I wonder if that's to do with whether you're looking at from my business page or my social media group. I wonder if that's got something to do with it, whether some people are seeing it and some people aren't. So Rick's not seeing captions. So Rick, where are you watching from? Are you watching from my business page or my group? Cindy, I don't have captions and don't know what they're talking about. So are you watching from my page or my group? Let's just try to narrow this down. Beth, where are you watching from? Just put down page no captions or page captions or group no captions. Let's see if we can just sort of eliminate this. So Susan's saying she's watching in the group and she can't see captions. Judy and Bob, where are you watching from? Mel, business page, but you saw the captions. So maybe it's in both. I'm confused. You confused, guys? Because I'm confused. Anyway, well, I'll evaluate that after. Is that the first time you've seen captions like you're seeing it now, whoever's seeing the captions? Is this something new that you're seeing on my live today? Let me know that as well. I'm intrigued to look into that a little bit further. So we know, I've told you guys before, Facebook is, it's one of the new features that they're bringing in with their lives, but I'm using StreamYard. I'm not going direct live from Facebook, so that makes it even weirder. Anyway, interesting. So first time ever. Edith, you're confused. Well, I'm confused too, Edith, because I'm not sure, and I'm on StreamYard. I'm not direct on Facebook. So yes, hey Jerry, how are you? Group with the captions, I think. Watching from online crew coaching. You can't be Judy and Bob because I'm not live in online crew coaching. I'm in the social media group. Social media group. hang on, no captions. Is anyone watching from the group, social media group, that is seeing captions? That might help me eliminate it a little bit. So we will move on. Something new that Facebook's doing, but what's most intriguing to me is I'm not live direct on Facebook. I'm using StreamYard. So that's even weirder. But obviously look out that for your own videos. So we'll move on to that another time. This is the automatic thing that obviously Facebook's bringing in. Okay, so engagement. This is what this video is all about. So I want to give you some stats, and I don't give you these stats to depress you. I give you these stats to give you some reality of what you're dealing with. And some people will, they get this impression of a personal profile versus business page. I don't get any interaction on my business page. When I go live on my personal profile, I get more comments, I get more interaction. So I'm going live over there. Okay. You need to work for engagement on a business page because, you know, you'll see for a minute, and I'd write these down. You'll see that the engagement is quite low. Now, people on your personal profile have been there probably for years. They know you. They're your friends. They're who you went to school with, your colleagues at work, those kind of things. Of course, they're going to engage with you more than people from a business page that don't really know you, that are checking you out. That's just a no-brainer to understand. But please don't stop the progress of your business on a business page because of that way of thinking. The future of our industry is on business pages with personal branding. And like this time of year, I've already told you that Facebook has it's usually, all things being normal, has its F8, F8 Facebook Developer Conference, where they bring out a whole lot of changes. I spoke about some of these changes here last week. So there are things coming, and something else I just heard, although I don't know what extra things there are, but there are more things coming just for business pages. We are moving into an environment where there's going to be more and more features on business pages, and personal profiles, you've been warned about this for over a year or so, are going down more back into lockdown. They do not want us doing business from a personal profile. That doesn't mean you can't continue to give value and create curiosity and intrigue, but you shouldn't be openly pushing a business on your personal profile. That you should all know that. Okay, so we need to strive to raise our engagement wherever we are, but particularly on a business page, put it into perspective. The engagement is generally quite low, but you need to work for it. It doesn't just come. It's to do, and I'll give you some tips for this as I go along in this video, but here's some stats for you. So when you're judging yourself and saying, I get no engagement, my page is crap, it's not worth me building that, my upline's telling me I'm distracted, just stay on your personal profile, all those kind of things. You need to work to get fans, followers, viewers, an engaged community, an engaged audience, those kind of things, because this is what you're dealing with engagement, okay? So the average rate for engagement rate is what I'm talking about. This is engagement rates. The average engagement rate for a Facebook post is 3.6%. So what you want to do regarding, and I spoke about this 2 days ago, evaluation versus emotion. A lot of you will come from a place of emotion and go, I've got terrible engagement on my business page, nothing's working, I'm going live 3 days a week, I'm posting twice a day, I'm doing all the things that are being asked of me, but I've got terrible engagement and interaction. That's generally how it goes with a lot of people that I talk to. So evaluate whether that's actually justified or whether you're actually within what is the norm for any business page. Okay, even take this as a guide for personal profiles as well, although it's always going to be higher in a personal profile because majority of people know you. Unless you're a massive friend requester and you've got 5,000 friends because you think that's a really cool thing to do on your personal profile, where you don't know 4,000, 4,500 of them, basically. So then your engagement might not be that good, okay? So how we sort of work this out, and you can't work this out on a personal profile. This is for business pages. So how many people are on your page? So let's say there's 100 people on your page. You need to measure. Facebook tells you underneath every live, every post, people reached, engagement, and then it might have the number of views if it's a video, that kind of thing. So look at those numbers underneath your content on your business page and work out whether those numbers are good compared to the people that are on your page, or you're under the average, or you're over the average, and evaluate effectively from there. So let's say we've got 100 people on our page. So the average rate for a Facebook post is only 3.6% of those 100 people that are on my page. So it's not huge numbers. So you can't think out of 100 people, and only 5 people engaged with my posts. Put it into perspective of the average across the board compared to the amount of people that are there. You might find that you're actually average according to these engagement stats. Okay, and then life isn't so bad. And you need to go, okay, I'm on average. I need to work towards getting above average. Okay. Average engagement rate for a Facebook video. Now, this is more than a post. Those of you that are still avoiding video, you're limiting your opportunities for engagement. So the average engagement rate for a Facebook video is 6.13%. These are the latest stats, guys. 6.13%. So you're almost getting twice as much engagement and potential reach as you would than just a post. So it tells you something about live video, does it not? Facebook loves live video. There is no faster way to get people to know, like, and trust you than, I just saw your comment, Beth. I'll come to that in a second. Squirrel moment. The engagement, potential for engagement on a Facebook Live is double the amount of that on a Facebook post. So Beth has asked, sometimes my views are higher than your reach. How can that be? It could be that somebody's shared it. It could be that somebody's, interacted more than once, passed it on to some people. So somebody's viewed it again. So, there's lots of reasons as to why that might happen. Okay. So it's not unusual. Honestly, my organic reach is higher than my views. It always will be, Crystal. And my engagement goes up depending on what I post, of course. So different types of content will get different types of organic reach. But if you really want to get smart about building a business online, you should be evaluating this stuff week by week, month by month. What are you posting where Facebook is giving you more organic reach? Evaluate that. You post a quote, you get a certain amount of organic reach. You do a Facebook Live, you get double the amount of organic reach. Which should you be doing more of? You post a picture of yourself doing something personal with your family or walking somewhere and you've got something positive and inspiring to say, and your organic reach might be up versus a positive quote. Like, you want a mixture of content, but you should be looking at these numbers to know what your audience is connecting with and what they're engaging more with. But work with these averages just to give you a guide. It's not absolute, but to give you a guide of how you're faring compared to the average engagement rates, okay? So that's engagement. So you've got reach and you've got engagement. There's 2 little stats underneath your post there. So the average organic reach, this has gone down. So it's probably on par with what I've said last time I talked about this, but the average organic reach for a Facebook post is 5.5%. So that's 5.5% of the amount of people that are on your page. So do the calculation and work out whether your organic reach is good or average, needs a bit of work, you're above average. Just because it's above average doesn't mean you can sit back and think you're doing really well. You've got to continue to work and drive for engagement and conversations from your page, because that's what drives organic reach. It's not numbers. It's not like I'm telling you to evaluate your numbers, but the thing that drives organic reach is conversations. It's not even comments. You could put an emoji on this video. That's considered a comment. You could go, "Hi, Helen." That's considered a comment. So it's better than somebody not commenting, but it's not what's driving the algorithm as far as organic reach. It's conversations. It's you guys saying something, that's interesting. Sorry, squirrel moment. So the consensus is that maybe Samsung seeing captions and iPhones aren't. Is there somebody on an iPhone that's seeing the captions? Let's try to settle that argument. Okay. Regarding the captions issue that we were talking about earlier. So we've got to be driving for conversations. You're asking questions in your video or in your post or whatever, like trying to trigger somebody to make a comment, and then you can have a conversation. That's what drives organic reach. Okay. So if you want to basically get more engagement and drive more organic reach, you want to be giving a lot more to your audience to get it back. So asking open-ended, questions to drive somebody to answer the question and go back and forth and back and forth. That's a conversation. If you can strive for that, then your organic reach will go up, because that's one of the signals. It's one of the triggers for increasing your organic reach. So we want to be striving for conversations, not just comments. So things like, let me know where you're coming in from. Write the word replay down, below, which could be considered engagement baiting anyway. I'll get to that. They're just comments. They're not actually conversations. So you could get a lot of comments, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's helping your organic reach. Okay. So here's some tips for you. Obviously, a lot of what drives interaction and engagement and things like that is really knowing your market, really having a strong brand, but creating good quality content, guys. So good quality content in relation to how you've branded yourself on social media. So just talking for the sake of talking, doing random topics here, there, and everywhere, it might help people to get to know, like, and trust you a little bit, but we really want to strive for having good quality content. The reason that people can't keep coming back to somebody on social media is because generally they're either entertaining them in some way, or they're providing value in a way where people are learning something from them. So if you give out useful information, somebody learns something from that, and it provides, interesting pieces of information that can help them in whatever field that you've branded yourself, then they'll keep coming back for more. So the content that you put out should be something that you spend a lot of time on, not just putting quotes out there and just whacking some material out there or going live and just talking about the weather. Like really concentrating on good quality content to your audience. But that's a matter of like really knowing your audience and what their pain points are and those kind of things. So drive for, in that content, drive for conversations, not just comments, conversations, okay? An interesting thing I heard about Messenger, so I would just encourage you to try it. Apparently, if you put an emoji at the beginning of your message in Messenger, the ability for somebody to open up the message, for starters, and engage with the message is supposedly 18 to 22% higher. So I can't comment whether that's legit or not, but what I would suggest that you try is when you're communicating with somebody in Messenger, a friend, somebody you know really well is going to respond to you anyway. So it's not really, worth testing there. So because you're going to guarantee to get a response. But maybe somebody you don't know so well, or somebody's conversed with you, they've picked up on a Facebook story of yours and they've commented. So it's hit your Messenger and you want to start a communication and conversation with that person. Try it. I don't know if it works, but supposedly, if you put an emoji at the beginning of saying something, it attracts people's attention more to go to your message more, first, rather than other messages that might be sitting in their Messenger. So, I don't know that for a fact, but apparently, statistically, that is the case. So if you want your messages to be answered maybe quicker, or draw attention to your messages to somebody in Messenger versus somebody else, try an emoji at the beginning of your message. Okay. And the theme of what I'm saying here, as well as what I said yesterday, I think it was sometime this week, is sometimes we need to slow down to speed up. So in this, in social media generally, but also heightened because of what we're experiencing at the moment around the world. Just be really thoughtful, really thoughtful. Thank people for, their comments. Give compliments to people. Just be really thoughtful on social media, because not enough people are. Not enough people are thanked. Not enough people are complimented around the world. So when you do, you stand out from the crowd. So like the message I got yesterday, there was nothing thoughtful in that. Nothing, not even a skerrick of thoughtfulness. They didn't use my name. It was a pitch for their business, 100%. There was no hello. There was no how you doing. And the most intriguing thing to me about the message I got yesterday, it was to my business page messenger. So if they'd bothered to look for like 30 seconds to a minute, even at just my banner on my business page, they would have worked out what I do for a living, and maybe I wouldn't be the best person to pitch, or who knows, like I get pitched all the time, but at least work out what I do and maybe mention that in the first message. Oh, Helen, I see that you teach people in the industry, whatever that, whatever, just start a conversation. But guys, just be thoughtful and start conversations. Okay. A good way to drive for engagement, here's another tip for you, is use certain words. So you could use the background feature with block color and just ask a question. So write these down. When you use words like should, which, would, and who, it's asking a question that's going to drive an answer of some sort. So we don't want to ask questions that just sort of drive for a yes or a no. We want to start a conversation. So, which would you prefer? Blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah. Would you consider, something or other? So should, which, would, who. They're good things, words to, bring in your questions and calls to action in videos and things like that, because it can trigger conversations. I would, and I can't explain this in this video, but I would recommend you stay away from the word why. Okay, so why would somebody do this, or why would you, they're not necessarily conversation starters. You're going to trigger somebody's emotions from their own personal perspective. When you ask the word why, brings up people's emotions, and then it becomes a very sort of selfish type answer. We want to drive for questions that are going to start good two-way conversations. So there's a lot bigger explanation to that, so you're just going to have to trust me on that way. But why is not the best word to use when you're driving for conversations on social media. Okay, something that will drive down organic reach and potential engagement is external links. So I've shared with you guys a number of times, I do often now put external links in the description of my video. I don't today, but if you are newer to Facebook and you are trying to build a business page, I don't recommend it. It will probably hurt you and your organic reach. That's sort of the proven, outcome of external links, for, the main reason being that you're sending people off Facebook, and Facebook don't like that. So if you don't already have good organic reach and engagement, that could be something that would hurt you. So, having something in the description and then sending them off to, somewhere that you want to send them, you're hurting your own organic reach. If you do something like that, okay? So some of these things have been around for a while, but I just, I said before, sometimes we need to take a step back to move a couple of steps forward. These are just a few reminders of things that you should be doing and, trying to stay away from. And one of those others is clickbaiting. So, asking people, not many people do this anymore, but saying something like, put the number 1 down below if you agree with me, or put the number 2 down below if, something or other. So that's considered engagement baiting, where you're asking people to take a certain action. And it's just like, as far as the algorithm goes, people that leave numbers and things like that, it does absolutely nothing for your organic reach. It's not a conversation. You've actually asked somebody, you've clickbaited them, is what Facebook calls it, to take an action. So it's not meaningful in any way, especially using numbers. Or put your favorite emoji down below to, whatever. It's clickbaiting. You're asking people to take an action. So you're baiting people to take an action, and Facebook just doesn't like it. So those kind of things can actually hurt you. Even using the word, share, which, by mentioning all these things, I could be hurting my own video here, but this is for a teaching purpose, not my own sort of reach, if you like. So, share this video out. That's definitely considered clickbaiting, and it'll hurt your organic reach. So you could turn that around to say something like, if you believe this, and I share this with you now legitimately, for people to truly understand engagement. If you think this video would be beneficial to other people that you're in your network marketing teams or in the industry, then pass this video along. Things like that. I'm just not saying the word share, which is considered an engagement baiting word. So if you think this video would be beneficial, this kind of knowledge and understanding to people with, them building their business online, people that are in your team. And so I'm actually saying this for real now, guys, is, let other people know about this video. So I've given you 2 examples there of just saying something slightly differently, but it's the same purpose of saying the word share. Okay, especially if you're newer to Facebook and building a business page, you could be really hurting your organic reach and not even realizing it. So it's these little things that are important to you, okay? You want to post often and you want to post consistently. So in a news feed, 1 to 2 times a day. In stories, go your hardest. The more stories you've got, the better it is. If you're only doing a few stories a day, space them out. So, it's not that beneficial to do. When I say stories, I'm not saying written stories. I'm saying the feature, Facebook stories. So if you're doing 3 Facebook stories a day, that's what you're striving for, even 2 Facebook stories a day, space them out like 12 hours apart if you're awake at both those times. Okay, so spread them out, but Facebook stories, go for it. It's a different algorithm. You want as many stories as you can. It helps people get to know, like, and trust you. You can create more curiosity over there. On a business page, you can link things to it. If you've got that feature, you can put GIFs, you can put flashy things, you can put a poll in it, you can put a question in it, you can make it really interactive. You can drive curiosity to your business, get an answer from somebody in Messenger, and then start a conversation. Facebook loves traffic going from a page into Messenger. You will get more organic reach off your page if you can get more people into your Messenger. So use stories to achieve that, guys. Okay, so there's lots of little things to do. And for those of you in my coaching community, in 2 weeks' time, I'll probably have information up about that later today or tomorrow regarding my next bootcamp, which is called Organic Growth Bootcamp. So I'm going to go through different and new strategies that I haven't taught before regarding striving for organic reach. If you're doing Facebook advertising or not, you should all be trying to maximize the organic reach on your pages. So, Facebook advertising isn't the be all and end all. If you've got crap organic reach on your business page, it's not going to do you any favors. So you should be driving for, maximum organic reach and organic growth, even if you're doing Facebook advertising. Okay. So post often and consistently. So it doesn't really help you if you're awesome for 3 weeks and then you disappear for a month. That's not going to do the algorithm any favors. So it just should become your normal if you really want to drive to build a business on social media, that you are very consistent with, how you post. But I wouldn't recommend posting more than twice a day on your newsfeed in Facebook. Other platforms are different, but we really want to move to more stories type content because that's the way our feed is going to look like eventually. Okay. In relation to Messenger as well, when you go into Messenger, you can see when you go into Messenger, if I go into my Messenger and I go into, privacy reasons, I'll just hold this back a little bit. We've got 2 things at the bottom, chat and people. So when I change it, so it will more than likely be sitting on chat. But when I go to people, it tells me right up here how many people are active right now in their Messenger, how many people are active on Facebook right now. So there's hundreds of them. So target those people first if you want to have a conversation. Like you got a green dot telling you who's active. So you'll soon work out who's ignoring you and who's not by the green dot. But use that to your advantage and mingle with people that are online at the same time you are. Okay, so just in relation to stories and the whole messenger thing, there's over 300 million people using stories every single day. 62% of Facebook users are using stories. So there's still about 30% that need to catch up. But more and more people are using stories. Stories on Instagram is actually bigger than it is on Facebook, but Facebook is quickly sort of catching up. But I'll talk more about that later, but definitely utilizing, Facebook stories, okay? And probably the last one, a few tips with live video. I've already shared with you engagement on a live video is, statistically higher than it is on just static posts. So please be doing Facebook Lives if you want to get maximum engagement. But learn to drive for conversations in the content that you are saying. Still be careful regarding clickbaiting, because they're voice scanning everything you say in a video now as well. So that used to only be posts, but now they voice scan everything we say on our live videos. So, I've potentially hurt my own video by saying some words that I shouldn't regarding clickbaiting, those kind of things. But couple of quick tips. Captions. Apparently they're automatic. I've got to look into that from our conversation earlier. But you definitely want captions on all your Facebook Lives. All your Facebook Lives. So business pages, particularly, if you're trying to build up, fans and followers and reach and engagement and conversations, you want those captions on. And a good time, depending on where you are in your journey. I mean, look, I've talked too long already, but hopefully you're getting value out of this. I don't really like talking this too long because people look at the replay and it's too long, so they don't watch it. So long videos, are not necessarily good, but you at least want to be sitting, if you can, around the 10 to 15 mark for organic reach. If your video is too short, it doesn't give enough time for Facebook to send it out to enough people, and there's not enough sort of interaction and engagement on it to encourage it to send it out to more people. So you want to try to be getting around that 10-minute mark to be getting sort of the better reach out of it. If you're brand new to Facebook Lives and that's way too long for you, you're around the 5-minute mark. If you're doing Facebook Lives, that's the start. That's what I would be concentrating on, is just getting the job done. Okay, but ideally, if you're doing Facebook Lives and you've been doing them for a while, if you can stick to the, at least the sort of the 10-minute mark, that's better for the algorithm and organic reach. So, so just finishing off on some stats for regarding live video. So lives get 3 more, so live videos versus pre-recorded videos will get 3 times the more, organic reach and engagement generally as well. Live videos will get 5 times the organic engagement than photos. So statistically 5 times more the engagement from a video than a post. 2/3 of people apparently catch the replays of videos. So just put that in perspective. Majority of people may watch your videos on the replay. That's why 2 things that are particularly important. What does your headline say? Because you really want to capture people's attention to press the replay button, and that all comes down to your headline and the captions, as we've mentioned before. Regarding just sort of general comments, you'll get 10 times more comments from a live video than you will a recorded video. And people will watch 5 times longer on a live video than they will on a recorded video, supposedly according to the latest research. Okay, so that just gives you, a bit of information regarding, the benefits of live video over pre-recorded video. Okay. Yes, Michael, there's glitches at the moment regarding this. I've had it happen to my videos. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it's better to have it there than not have it at all. If they're watching the captions, like your mouth might not be an exact same thing, but they're watching captions for a reason. They're actually reading it rather than listening to you. So it's better to have it than not have it at all. Okay. Stephanie, someone told you to a bunch of stories at once. I'm not sure the theory behind that, Steph, because if you think about stories last for 24 hours. So if you do all your stories at once, then let's say they're all within the half an hour. So you do 3 stories within the half an hour, that those stories last 24 hours. So all those 3 will disappear within, a short space of time. So if you do one story in the morning, one story in the middle of the day, and one story at night, they're rolling for 24 hours. So you're always going to have something in your stories sitting there rather than the 3 of them disappearing within the 30-minute window. Does that make sense, Steph? So I'm not sure why somebody would advise you to do all the stories at once. They are better spaced out, and the more the better because of the 24-hour thing. Okay. Okay, Susan, so maybe we can look at that in the coaching community. Putting captions on is different now. I can't figure it out. Okay, so hold that thought. We can delve deeper into that in the coaching community maybe. Okay, so I'm going to I would look at more comments, but I am mindful of the time, and I've got to get on a coaching call with a student anyway shortly. So I hope that was beneficial to you. Is it, guys, that kind of information, and just really taking a check-in of some of the things that you should be concentrating more than others, things that drive your organic reach, more than others, things to stay away from. Like, is that information beneficial to you? I would love to get your feedback on that. So thank you for staying with me. Those of you that have been on it live the entire time, I appreciate you guys so much, and that's why I put so much effort into, bringing you this kind of content so it can truly help you move the needle forward and maximizing your organic reach and engagement, because that's what it's all about. It's not about just showing up. It's more than that. It's not about the numbers. It's so much more than that. So let's get you guys ahead of the game versus everybody else that's just maybe showing up, but they're not really got this kind of knowledge to help them stand out from the crowd. I want you guys to have the appropriate knowledge to give you a better opportunity to maximize your organic reach and your engagement and interaction. Okay, so I'll always bring you this kind of content. So thanks for listening in, guys. I truly appreciate you, and I will see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.